Community Impact Unit. So please help me welcome Lieutenant Castro and Ms. Lee.
Thank you. It's my honor and privilege to be here to explain our new Community Impact Unit. Like the doctor said, in 2020, Chief Conley appointed me to run the Community Impact Unit. It's a unit that we've never had in Gloucester. Other police departments are slowly introducing them into their police department. On the PowerPoint, it's going to roll a whole bunch of pictures and stuff, and then I'm going to play a couple of links at the end. So when you assigned to the Community Impact Unit, I was already involved in a lot of community policing as my regular job as a lieutenant, but the need for community policing was becoming more and more, so he dedicated a whole division to our police department. Within our Community Impact Unit, we have Tito Rodriguez, who is an expert in substance use disorder. He is an icon in the city. He's well known. He's helped over 1,000 people in just 18 months. And that's housing, job placement, addiction help, putting people into treatment. We also have Officer Joe Parody in our unit, who's a community impact officer. We have Officer Pete Sutera, who's a school resource officer at O'Malley School. And Officer Scola, who is unfortunately not with us today because he is at Public School for the elections. And this past June, we received a grant from the Department of Mental Health to hire Brianna Tricomi, who's sitting with us. Brianna is a full-time mental health clinician, and she also works out of the Community Impact Unit. The Community Impact Unit was put in place in the middle of a pandemic. The COVID virus pandemic and the crisis around the George Floyd incident. People didn't like police. People were scared of police, and at some points in our career it was embarrassing to wear the uniform because of what happened in the Midwest. So we decided we're going to open up our office and we're going to invite children in to visit our school resource officers, myself, and Tito. Many students came and visited us despite COVID because they wanted to talk about the news and what they saw on TV and police brutality. And we talked to them and we told them that 99.9% of police officers are good people and they do their job the right way. But like in every profession, you're gonna have some bad seeds. And luckily that bad seed got caught. And part of that was just to improve our relationships with young children. We also needed to push our outreach efforts with the homeless population. The shelter was closed. These people had no place to go. So we got enough funding from private donations and grants to purchase 200 backpacks. We filled them with toiletries, we filled them with Narcan. We even provided those living in the woods that had no access to call 911, God forbid if there's an overdose, we provided them cell phones. We issued over 200 backpacks out in a couple of Saturdays. And normally the police department would be going up into the woods. Officer Sutera used to do this as a patrolman. Officer Parody, same thing. And we used to take down tents and tear them up and throw them out. No, we're not doing that anymore. These people have no place to go. So we're reaching them where they're at, and that's in the woods. One of our most popular programs is called Cops and Kids. And I started Cops and Kids with Chief McCarthy back in 2016. And it was a program for us to improve relations with children. Because children fear the uniform, and we wanted them to look past the uniform and see that, we are good people and this is just our job. So we started a program where we hand out our individualized baseball cards, which you'll each get before you leave. And I remember the very first visit, we walked into Beeman School. We walked in the school and all the kids ran away from us. Because when a police officer and a child interact for the first time, it's usually during some type of crisis. And we wanted to change that idea and start having the kids be getting used to seeing us as their friends. So we go into schools, we have gym class, we have recess, we have lunch with the kids, and they have a blast, and I'll admit it, I think the cops have more fun than the kids at some point. But that all just improves relationships with children. And the payoff of that, you're not gonna see right away. You might see 10 years from now. Like the death rate, it prevents people from going to jail, keeping people away from substance use disorder. And we in Gloucester, our police officers we have a very strong relationship with our children through our Cops and Kids program. Just a little side note, those are Gloucester soccer uniforms on the left. We did a Haiti drive for homeless people in Haiti, and we got some uniforms donated and we shipped them down there. All those kids are homeless, but they live to play soccer. The Community Impact Unit also, we provide bikes to kids in need. I remember last summer we had a write-off right before school started as a preparation for school for kids to write an essay on why they need a bike. And we took their name off and the chief chose a few letters for them to receive a bike. And we provide scooters to kids in need. We provided several families with clothing, Christmas presents, birthday presents. Just the other day, we gave a family a $50 Market Basket gift card because they had no place to go to. So the Community Impact Unit has become like a hub of resources. They come to us, we can then spider off and find our partners within our community to help them out if we can. So we really do a lot of everything. Mental health is a huge problem. Substance use is a huge problem. You must address both of them at the same time. You cannot fix one without the other. You gotta fix the head before you fix the addiction. So, with the Brianna joining our unit, she's gonna be able to focus on follow-up mental health calls that police officers are routinely going to every single day. So that's gonna help the mental health aspect in our community. Our primary mission in the Community Impact Unit is overall to improve the quality of life of the citizens of Gloucester, and that's what we've been doing. In November of November 2020, we wanted another tool in our box to help kids with mental health problems who were children. So Officer Sutera did some research, and he said, why don't we get a dog? And I'm thinking a canine dog. How's a canine dog going to help a kid? So Officer Sutera knew some officers down south who had a English golden retriever. So he did the research, got the funding, and did all the legwork to purchase Ace, which is here with us now today. Ace is a 1-year-old English golden retriever. He specializes in children who are in crisis, children who have autism. He's also visited those in nursing homes who have Alzheimer's. Ace is a calming effect on the community. People just see him and their mood changes. I mean, he's a beautiful dog. He's a what you would call a therapy dog, but he's the type of dog that you can tap. Ace is assigned to Officer Sutera. Officer Sutera does not get any extra money to take care of Ace. I've taken care of Ace a few weekends with Pete's away, and he's a lot of work. He's a puppy. When he's not working, he turns into a regular, fresh puppy. So Officer Sutera volunteered to, take Ace in. Ace lives with him. Officer Sutera goes to O'Malley School every day. Ace goes with him. And Ace is a mood changer. I've seen it with my own eyes. The kid will be in crisis. And what Officer Sutera will do is he'll have the child lay down. And the kid's completely out of control. And Ace just goes and lays right on top of the child, just to calm him down. And it's miracle work, and it's work that we don't document for privacy reasons. But Ace has been a huge success as a tool for mental health in our toolbox. When Ace gets called out, Ace has visited people dying with cancer. He's visited all kinds of people that I could go on and on. But when he visits a child, and the child's in crisis, what do we do when we leave? You can't just abandon the kid. You just say, all right, see you later. So we provide this stuffed animal in this book to Ace, to the child from Ace as a continued source of comfort. That book is a book about Ace written by School Resource Officer Scola, who's assigned to the high school, and the book is all about Ace's life. So when Officer Sotero leaves the child has something that he can continue using as a source of comfort, as a reminder of that visit. Each month, the Community Impact Unit purchases lunch, and we host lunch at the Gray Center. We've done this several times, and it's not about the lunch, it's about the conduit. The lunch is the conduit, because many people at the Gray Center use our services. And they're in our office constantly, and we're constantly helping them. So every month we'll go down, we use our donation funds, we buy them lunch, we sit with them for an hour, and we build that positive relationship with that community. You probably saw in the newspaper yesterday, gracious donation of Bank Gloucester and the Cape Ann Savings Bank, as well as the donated bus from CADA. We started our Community Impact Unit mobile outreach bus. It is a retired CADA bus. It is filled with the backpacks that I talked about. We purchased sleeping bags, tents, Narcan, toiletries, toilet paper, children games, and this bus is packed, and it's all about meeting people where they're at. So now we can take this bus out, we know where they go up into the woods, and we can meet with them there. We can have Brianna with us, we can have Tito with us. There's two resources right there, one for substance use, one for mental health, while we provide them the goods they need to survive in the woods. Thank you to Bank Gloucester. Patrick, I see you here. You've been a huge supporter of our unit. Mr. Dexter, on behalf of Savings Bank, thank you. We really appreciate your support. The bus came out excellent. We had a ribbon cutting last week. During the pandemic, we were concerned about the relationships that we have built through our Cops and Kids program with our children by visiting schools. When our schools were shut down, are we going to lose that relationship? What are kids going to do? The COVID-19 pandemic caused a lot of mental health illness. So Officer Sotero again came up with a program, and it's called SRO Gaming. And every week during the pandemic, Officer Sotero would log in on his own time, and he would play video games with kids. And the children get to see Officer Sotero on a camera, and they get to talk and interact. So during the pandemic, we had online gaming, and we continued that bonding relationship through our program on SRO Gaming. That still continues today. I mean, we have kids worldwide playing. We had a kid from Nigeria, Texas, England, and we provide them gifts. I'm sure you saw pictures of the gifts on the screen, and all those gifts we purchased with our donations. This summer, we had our very successful Youth Anglers program, again, created by the two guys sitting there, Officer Parody and Officer Sotero. They said, why don't we take kids out fishing? And it's something we never thought of. And I thought they were kidding. And they went to Chief Conley and they said, can we take kids fishing? And he said, yeah. So we reached out to the Gloucester Housing Authority. We had them help us identify children in need, children that don't get the opportunity to go fishing, children that have never been on a boat, never fished. And within 6 weeks, Officer Sotero and Officer Parody took out 100 kids to experience fishing for their first time. And at the end of the summer, we were able to throw a big cookout for them and give out prizes and all kinds of free stuff from donations around the community. Our programs are endless. I could go on and on and on, but I want to highlight a few. We have a database that we keep track. It was developed by a state employee that we keep track of all interactions with children. We don't put their name in it. All we do is say what we did, what the outcome was, so we can track our success. We also have a database that Tito manages that tracks all his interactions and what he's doing to help people. And the final column is what was the outcome, and that's the most important part. So we can always look back on quarterly reports to see the work we're doing as an end result. And we're not just throwing things out there just to throw things out there. So I just want to play a few clips on this, and then if anybody has any questions, we'll do that.
You need to push the stop share button first at the top of the screen.
Stop share?
Oh.
They want to see it, right?
It's in your,
Yeah.
it's in your PowerPoint.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I will leave you alone.
Well, we're having a $10,000 raffle if anybody feels lucky to.
As former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin prepares to be sentenced for the murder of George Floyd this week, the topic of community police is taking on some new importance. Instead of defunding of the police, the city of Gloucester is investing more money, expanding their community policing, and they say the investment is already paying off. Gloucester police say you've never seen anything like their community impact unit. The satellite office is intentionally non-threatening.
It's a nice experience to come here. And be friends with them too.
Good school. In 2020, Gloucester's mayor and police chief created a community impact unit to help families struggling during the pandemic.
She goes, I don't know my son. He used to be this bubbly, happy thing. He don't care about grades or anything, nothing. He's just, there. And I went, oh, okay, that's not good.
Gloucester PD raised private donations to bring in ACE, the community therapy.
All right, that's aggravating. You get the hint.
If you send those links
To comfort children
Okay.
and help them share their worries.
Somebody who doesn't want to go to class can go the whole week with going to class. They come with Ace and I on Fridays and they get to train.
That's basically it about our program. There's a lot of things that we do that I didn't discuss. I just wanted to highlight a few. We're constantly reaching out to our community to help anybody in need. And we're doing some good police work, and thanks to the mayor and the chief for creating this unit. It was much needed in our community. Does anybody have any questions? Feel free, anything. Go ahead, Derek.
Just a quick question. Obviously, you've highlighted some phenomenal programs, and some of them have been able to happen because of those contributions. And you just happen to have it up on the screen. So would you explain how people can make contributions if they would like to?
So everything that I mentioned, everything in our program comes from donations and contributions. Not one tax dollar is spent on anything that I said. And that was our goal of the unit, to make it community oriented. So we rely on donations. We needed a 501c3 I called Barry, and Barry was more than willing to give us a private account within the Gloucester Fund. So any money, any donations that go to the Gloucester Fund on our behalf are maintained by myself and Barry. It doesn't go in this whole pool of Gloucester Fund. So any donations that we receive can go to the Gloucester Fund and be in our name on the memo, and that'll be used specifically for our unit. But we don't use tax dollars for anything that I stated today. Thanks, Barry. Go ahead, sir.
This may be a stupid question.
Oh, such.
No, I'm impressed that within 6 weeks you took out 100 kids fishing. I have part A, part B. Part A, did they catch fish? And part B, did anyone get seasick?
So they would. We took applications in the beginning of the summer. It didn't start till halfway through. They
Yeah.
thought of the idea, next thing you know, it's a reality. That's how often things come up. We're sitting in this little crammed office, we think of an idea, and then 2 weeks later, we have ace. You know what I mean? So, yes, they did catch fish. We had 100 kids. And I used to tell them, if we don't reach them all, it's okay, but there's always next one. And Joe Parody would not take that for an answer. He said, no, everybody's gonna go. Everybody's gonna go. They would go out 3 trips with 3 kids 3 times a day. He made sure not one kid that wanted to go fishing was left behind. Even though we were gonna offer it to him next summer, he wanted every kid to have that chance. A lot of fish were caught. We kept the running board like you used to see down Doug's bait tackle. And believe it or not, the biggest fish was 25 pounds.
Wow. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, and he won a nice rod and reel that we bought for him. So every year we're going to continue this program. It's going to continue to get bigger and bigger. And every year we'll throw a cookout for the kids at the end of the summer. And this year it was a blast. It was a blast. It was a good time. Yes, ma'am.
So I have a question about diversity. So Gloucester is becoming so much more diverse, ethnically and racially. And what kind of training does your unit participate in to help deal with different people of color?
Yeah, that's a great question. We do go through cultural diversity training. Sometimes that question will get asked to me, and I don't look at color. I look at human beings. And everybody in my unit is built the same way. But we do have specialized cultural diversity training. And our offices and our staff and our program is so successful because of the attitude that the officers in the community in that unit have. They're welcoming people and caring people. We're all human beings. There's no such thing as color.
Amen.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I know you're not using and don't want to use tax dollars, but are there any grants from the state? I know the state has pledged with money. Are there any grants that you can get from the state for this?
So I'm constantly applying for grants through charitable foundations. But I am working with Ann Margaret Ferrante right now, and possibly, I don't know if it's, because it's a hard item to sell when it's only Gloucester. That, it's difficult to get a state-funded grant just for this.
Right.
They want to pay for, police trainings and things like that, and we want to pay for kids' toys and kids' fishing poles. It's hard to justify, so I'm having better luck going through charitable foundations. For instance, the fishing program was sponsored by, one of the sponsors was the First Responders Children's Foundation. I let them know what our plans were, and they bought us all T-shirts with their logo on it. So, these guys are saying constantly, trying to fund our unit so we can do more.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have one more.
Yes.
I'm looking here at Ace.
Yes.
He's 1 year old, and I'm looking at the size of the paws. How big is Ace going to get?
This is it.
That's it? Really?
He's almost 2. He'll be 2 in November. So he's just about grown into his paws at this point.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why, to answer the question of funding, that's why right now, we work alongside the group. We're all in this together. They know who's in need, we know who's in need. They'll call me and say, hey, you have any clothing for this family? You have any clothing for this family? They won't mention names, I don't mention names. So right now, we are doing a $10,000 raffle with We Are All in This Together to benefit both charities. So this Saturday, September 18th, 10 to 2, bring your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren down to Honolulu. It's going to be a phenomenal event. It's been fully coordinated by Officer Joe Parody. There are going to be every type of police vehicle you could ever imagine, every type of police vehicle you could ever imagine. There's going to be helicopter demonstrations, canine demonstrations, drone demonstrations. It's really a phenomenal day. There's going to be food vendors down there. It's absolutely free of charge. Just come in, meet police officers. Ace's whole family is going to be there. It's on Honolulu. And Joe does this every year to donate all proceeds through Northeast Arc, Northeast, right? Yeah. Northeast Arc, who helps children with autism, like Ace. And the other one is Joe does a lot of fundraisers throughout the year for Dana-Farber because his father passed away from cancer, and the other half of the funds donated are costs for kids with cancer. And there's no charge to go there. They put tip jars throughout the place, and whatever we get, we split up, and 100% of donations go back to them. So it's really a fun event. Kids love it. This will be the biggest year ever. Next year, we may have to move to the State Fish Fair because it's becoming like a little mini carnival now. So it's a lot of fun this Saturday, 10 to 2. Any other questions?
Santa Claus will also be there this year.
Is the North Pole Fire Department coming?
Yeah. Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, and the Grinch will be
Figure
there.
that out. Hope it's not 90 degrees.
I don't have a question. I just want to thank you guys. I think it's much, much needed in our community. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful program. So thank you for everything you guys do.
Thank you.
All right.
Just gonna say one more thing. This is where policing's going. There always has to be a law and order side, but the community wants to see a friendlier police department. And I think you're gonna see more and more community policing pop up around the country. It should be popped up, and it needs to be popped up. We need to improve the relationships with the citizens that we work for. Thank you.
One of our goals is education. So we are going to donate this book to the Sawyer Free Children's Library, and we'd like you to sign.
Can I sign community impact units
You
from
can
all of us?
sign it whatever you want. Tom Dexter, you want to come up and do the attendance? Sure. Thank you so much. Everybody.